Okay, so I absolutely make zero bones about it. When I was a school teacher, okay, I taught grades 3 and grade 6. Grade 3 for, I believe, 4 years, and grade 6, 3 years, so altogether about 7 years, if I'm not mistaken. Whenever I approached math on the very first day of school, when you introduce yourself and all the good stuff, I had the unmitigating gall to write on the blackboard, I hate math. Why? Ah. And the class loved it that I openly expressed it. I did. I did. Never cared for math. I know it's important. I know we need it. I know it's a very important tool and we have to use it. But I couldn't stand talking about it. I couldn't stand teaching it. And I asked my class to help me, both of us together, get through the school year. Can I tell you something? I turned out some really, really great students with that approach. We worked together and they loved helping me figure out the math. There you go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Jan. Welcome to another episode on this channel, the Save Money and More with Jan channel. Now, here's where math comes into place. And by the way, I hope everybody's doing well. And if you're brand new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for being here, whether you're new, whether you're not new. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We need to factor an important thing into our budgets. Why? Because it matters. What am I talking about? Talking about our net income. Now, sometimes people confuse net income with other things, okay? But net income has its own little bit of a universe, all right? And according to a definition that I looked up, net income is the remaining profit after all expenses, including taxes and other deductions, have been subtracted from a company's total revenue. It represents the bottom line or the true profitability of a business. All right. Now, do you remember the term take home pay? Let's say you're a W 2 and you work for someone else and you get paid. You get a salary check from your employer, right? They take out taxes and other withholdings, and then you are what? Given your net pay. Now you see your pay before taxes, right? Oh, that looks like a very, very nice number, doesn't it, usually, right? Then, of course, you see your pay when it's your net pay. Why am I talking about this? And why does it matter? I think that sometimes people confuse their before taxes or withdrawn pay, okay, that number, as opposed to their netted salary, what they take home, their take home pay, in other words. You can look at that pretty number on your payroll statement all you want, the before taxes one, right? But that's not the number that you're going home with. You're going home with your net pay, okay? All right, just say this is the way it works, right? But if we confuse the two, for example, if somebody says to you, how much do you actually make every year?" And you say $50,000. Let's just say you say that. But that person doesn't know if that's before taxes or after taxes and other withholdings. Okay. Because there is a huge, huge difference. And when you're factoring into your budget, what numbers are you working with? See where I'm going with that? And by the way, talking about numbers, did you ever notice that sometimes the foods that you eat can actually cost you like half a paycheck? Why? I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. By making decisions to eat out often and don't gauge it against the paycheck before your funds, before those taxes are taken out. Don't say, well, I make 50,000 a year. I could get myself this, that, and the other thing. Factor in the reality numbers. This is very, very important. Just like when people go shopping and they think they're getting a big sale. Let's use paper towels, for example. Okay. Sometimes we look at a package of paper towels, right? And it looks like, boy, what a bargain. This big old pack of paper towels or bathroom tissue, whatever. Let's just say paper goods, right? And in the package itself, it looks like, yeah, right? But before you say yeah and think it's like, the cat's meow in price, what you need to do or consider needing to do is adding up how much is this really and truly per unit price. Let's say you don't really need 6 double rolls of paper towel, for example, at a certain price, because you did the math and then you figured out the unit price, and that unit price is way higher, significantly higher than if you bought it same product, sometimes even on the same shelving at the market individually. Uh, 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 uh. That's important. It's just as important because sometimes we just estimate working with the wrong numbers. And if we do it the right way, many is the time that we're actually putting money back in our pocket. Now, that's a good thing. Now, isn't it? Am I right? Or am I right? All right. Now, speaking of paper towels, I just want to mention I don't get a dime for saying this, but the Amazon Basics is a very high recommendation on Janet's end. Remember, this is not a sponsored ad for that product, but I have tried it, and it's, let's say, for example, there are 6 rolls in a package, and that lasts way much longer for me anyway. Has anyone found a product that you really, really say this is getting your money's worth? Because a lot of people also get confused. Ever go to some of those like dollar type stores, right? Okay. Which I understand is going to take another increase. Am I mistaken? Or did anyone else hear that? That's going to go beyond 125. Anyone else hear that? Let me know. Let us know in the comment section below. Thank you so much. So, ever see in those stores, like it looks like you're buying like a whole bunch of paper, right? And it even looks good price wise, like you did the math on the unit price. But then you take it home and that thing was blown up with some sort of air, like to puff up the appearance of the bathroom tissue or whatever other product, paper goods product. This is where people sometimes lose money in that manner, but we need to factor into our budgets the actuality of the monies that are coming in it, and especially when you're planning what your monthly budget, which of course I call it a living and breathing thing. I know that sounds rather silly, but it's what I mean by that is that it's changeable. Our budgets are very, very changeable, but we need to be self honest and write the actual numbers down. Okay. Like if just keep working with the before taxes number, that's not the reality of it. Work with the numbers that you are handed. Okay. All right. So that would be your net paycheck. Okay. Now, your total net income from all incomes, that come in during the month, that's another ball game. So you have to do the what? Our favorite subject of all, math. But it's necessary. It's necessary. I mean, I did grab the kids' attention back then about with the I hate math thing on the board. But then, we talked about, but math is so important and how come it's so important. And it really and truly is. Okay. That's why every once in a while, ask yourself, well, what is your total net income per month? I'm not just talking about one individual paycheck, from other streams of income. Do you have an idea? Do you have a guesstimate? It's all important. Why is it important? Because that way you know what numbers that you're working with. We can't live in the dark when it comes to the numbers that we're working with, because if we do that, it's only just going to be error upon error upon error. You see where I'm going with this? All right, so self-honesty is quite important. Knowing our actual workable numbers is very, very important. All right, everybody, thank you so much for being here. And I truly appreciate what? Everybody's time. And of course, that includes you. Don't forget to come back tomorrow at 5 a.m. 5 is my favorite number So I designated 5 a.m. I like that time of the day for this. Let me know in the comments section below how you're liking 5 a.m. as the upload time. Thank you so much. Take good care of yourself and your amazing family. And remember, if you don't take good care of you, you can't really possibly help take care of someone else. I'm just saying. So be kind to yourself. Have a great day, everybody.